stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Hello. Still sharing here, right? Yes. Okay. This one's just going to stay in the Trudging Together family. In fact, I'm just going to put there, and then I'm going to put it in Trudging Together, and then I'll put it in Daily Trudge. That's all I'm going to do on this one. And this isn't to start controversy. I mean, it's really educational. I'm not trying to start arguments. I just, if other people get to run around and tout their shit, then I'm going to do the same thing, man. You bet. You bet. Yay, Second Amendment. This will be interesting. This will be interesting. I have a thing that I put on because, I mean, fucking hurts, right? And it's got that pepperminty smell. And now my thing smells like it. So I was just wondering where the smell was coming from. At least it smells good. It's like a CBD. I believe in more, I'd rather use plants and medicinal than I would like to use drugs. So, we're going to get started here in a minute. Right. Get started about the 3-minute mark. This will be kind of clinical too. See, I know my clinical stuff too. So, and it is. Yeah, let's get started. Welcome to the Daily Trudge. My name is Dion. I'm a drunk. I'm an alcoholic. A lot of things. What I do not have is a disorder. No, I don't have a disorder. I would just appreciate if the government would stop calling us names. That'd be a great start. If you're here, please say hello, whether you're watching the live or the rewatch. All right. I'm going to start us out, and then we're going to go to Google also, because I want you to notice what Google says. I want you to see what they say, okay? Because I'm trying to show something here, okay? So let's kind of get started on this. And yes, I actually do believe that AA is the multi-pathway, because in AA, if you come to AA and you say AA isn't quite for me, we're going to send you somewhere else. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm going to read from the doctor's opinion. And this comes from a doctor who spent most of his life working with alcoholics. Okay. And there is nobody today that's smarter or more intelligent. That includes Gabor. It includes Peterson. It includes, what's her name? They're not any smarter. They just understand something. Okay. Men have cried out to me in sincere and despairing appeal. Doctor, I cannot go on like this. I have everything to live for. I must stop, but I cannot. You must help me. Yeah, but you live in BFE. But you must help me. Faced with this problem, if a doctor is honest with himself, he must sometimes feel his own inadequacy. I'm a person that works the front lines with a solution, and I feel this. I will feel my own inadequacy. because there's a part missing. God is the higher power. Faced with this problem, if a doctor is not, although he gives all that he is in him, it is often not enough. One feels that something more than a human power is needed to produce the essential psychic change. And this is why I say, and I'm talking about alcoholics. May all those different ways work for other addictions, but I know it's not going to work for alcoholism. And if you're not an alcoholic, please stop talking for me. I would appreciate that. Okay? This is my lane. And if you want to hop into my lane and you don't, and you're not a part of, and you're not an alcoholic, then you don't fucking know. And I'm sorry, but you don't. There was a price to be paid, and I had to pay it. And now you come along and just say, oh, but there's much better ways. Prove it to me then. Prove it. Stop telling me there's another way. I've got proof. I got receipts, motherfuckers. Okay? Though the aggregate of recoveries, aggregate means total sum. Okay? Though the total sum of recoveries resulting from psychiatric effort is considerable. That means it does kind of work. Every now and again, it does kind of work. Okay? So we can agree with that. We physicians must admit we have made little impression upon the problem as a whole. Many types do not respond to the ordinary psychological approach. Nope. Yeah. What is it? Well, if you go back, it talks about depth and weight. Frothy emotional appeal seldom suffices. So what is psychologist going to do? You're dying. I know. Everybody around you wants you to quit. You're hurting. I know. Are you going to give me new stuff? What do you? Men have cried out to me and said, "Spirit doctor, I cannot go on like this. I have everything to live for. I must stop, but I can't." And he can't help them. So what makes you think? See, the government is pushing towards. They're literally training people now, saying that Alcoholics Anonymous needs to stay in their own lane. That we are not the people on the front lines. It's what they're saying. Okay. Now I'm going to go to Google soon, and you're going to see what happens. The government's trying to take God out of everything. That includes recovery. All these newfangled ways are government run. Every single one of them. Lift the label, 988-211. All of these things are government, and they are placed there not for your benefit, but for control. It's all that's going on right now. You can see it. You're an alcoholic. You know bullshit when you see it, man. The question is, what's the fear? I do not hold with those who believe that alcoholism is entirely a problem of mental control. I've had many men who had, for example, worked a period of months on some problem or business deal, which was to be settled on a certain date favorably to them. Now, as an alcoholic, I know they're in danger. As a therapist, no, you don't. Unless you've experienced it, you ain't gonna know. You're not gonna know. You haven't experienced it. My experience, strength, and hope will outweigh any amount of education. Not only that, but I'm educated too. I'm a double threat. That's why I can help people get and stay sober. Notice I said I can help them get, but I can't do it. I couldn't even get myself sober. So now we're running around saying we can get people sober. Good fucking luck. Good luck. This guy had a pretty big problem, and he knew a lot more about it than any of they do. I'll guarantee it. Okay. I've had many men, right? They took a drink a day or so, prior to the date. And then the phenomena of craving at once became paramount to all other interests. Okay. That phenomena of craving, if you haven't experienced it, you are not going to understand it. You might be able to tap to it a little bit. Okay. Now, this is what out not drinking is like. Take your phone and put it away. That's what people have been saying. No, that's not even close. Not even close. If you touch your phone, every time you text, you're going to take 1 week off your life. Every text, every time you touch your phone, there goes 2 days off your life. Okay? If you touch your phone more than 3 times today, you're going to jail. If you touch it more than 5 times today, you're going to the fucking nut house and we will put you away for life. Now you're starting to get it. Now maybe just a little, you are understanding a nip of the ringer, a little portion. Okay. Now we're going to go to Google because I asked Google, what are the multiple paths? I said, is AA the multiple pathway? And I'm going to tell you what it said. So remember, this is an AI overview. So what it did is it went to Google and it extracted all the information and brought it back to me. And it's incorrect. It's not correct. Not even the principles on Google are correct. They're wrong. They have been manipulated and changed. You cannot count on the internet for your information, not for correct information. No, Alcoholics Anonymous is one of many pathways to recovery from addiction. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What did it just say? AA is one of the many pathways to recovery from addiction. Addiction? I'm an alcoholic. We're wrong. We're already wrong. I'm not an addict. See, they're lumping is what they're doing. They're starting to lump all of this together. The addiction to alcoholism is different than every fucking addiction out there. And I'm sorry you don't understand it because you're not an alcoholic, but that's not my fucking problem. Get in your lane. If you are a cocaine addict, go to Cocaine Anonymous, not Narcotics Anonymous. So if AA sucks so bad, how come everybody in the fucking world is going there first, no matter what their addiction? This is why. That's why. Okay? But there are many other options. I'm going to read these. 12-step program. AA is a 12-step program, but there are many other 12-step programs, including Narcotics and Cocaine Anonymous. Okay? They got it right. They got it right on that one. Non-clinical pathways. These include natural recovery, mutual aid groups, faith-based recovery, cultural recovery, and involvement in criminal justice system. Oh, that's AA. There's AA again. A non-clinical pathway. That's not a pathway. That what? Medication-assisted recovery. I asked about AA, not drugs. Why are they bringing up drugs? Nope, this one doesn't even count. This involves a combination of behavioral therapies and counseling alongside medication. It ain't, now I'm not going to get into that. Okay. That is something that happens after I've completed the 12 steps. I did it for my depression and now I'm off those meds. Okay. But no, we do not use Klonopin and Adderall and all these other things. We have got to work on our spiritual shit first. Okay, so I'm not even going to do that. Smart recovery. This is a self-empowering alternative to a 12-step method. What? What? No, it's not. No, it's not. It's actually 12-step based. Smart Recovery is a spin-off of AA. Notice Celebrate Recovery is not in here, and Celebrate Recovery has a better success rate than Smart Recovery. Why is it not in there? Because it's faith-based. That's why it is not on there. This is all government feeding me bullshit. What's the last one? Online recovery supports. These includes rooms, websites, apps, and blogs. Yeah, Alcoholics Anonymous. We've been figuring out how to reach people for 90 years. See, this didn't match. The first thing they did was bring addiction. I'm not an addict. Quit lumping it. Well, you've got an addiction. Okay, now we're using the word correctly. I have an addiction to alcoholism. See how it didn't work? It sounded weird, didn't it? Okay, so these are the explanations. Now, listen, these are all people say, okay, these are the pathways to recovery. Future recovery healthcare, government owned. Relevance recovery, government owned. They're all government owned. Multiple pathways by CCAR. My CCAR trainer, the first thing he did was put down AA. And then he went and talked about multiple pathways. Hair and wellness. All these are just, yeah. Faces and voices of recovery. The whole thing's lift the label. All of it's government owned. All of it. They want total control. So stop. Stop it. What are the multiple pathways for alcoholism?
According to Conifer Park, the concept of addiction recovery. According to the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration, SAMHSA, recovery is a process that involves various pathways, including clinical treatment, medications, faith-based approaches, peer support, family support, self-care, and other approaches.
There you go. And that's SAMHSA's version. Do you know who owns SAMHSA? The government. You know who owns NADAC? The government. Who owns Medicaid? The government. I'm going to tell you the big difference between me and most other people. I'm more concerned about what's going on with you and how I can help. The other people that do this are more concerned on whether or not they're going to get your Medicaid number so they can charge you for the time that you're talking to them. Now, I asked for the multiple pathways for alcoholism. It gave me the concept of addiction recovery. It will never give me this answer. It won't ever give you the answer. Okay? What does AA lead to? The rest of it. Right? So what do I need to do in order to become somebody that can do that? We do this all the time. And I'm glad Amber's here for this because she mentions this a lot in meetings around the 10th step. She says that her job when she goes somewhere is to make it better. Otherwise, she doesn't go. Wow. They're not making it better. It's getting worse. A lot of people want to believe me, but I was here. I was here when Colorado was 7th in the country. There didn't used to be division amongst this, but the government came and created a bunch of diversions and everything else. I'll tell you what the rest of the other ways are. They're P. Diddy, who is also owned by the government. All these people that are out there, let's see, Jelly Roll, Taylor Swift, all government. They grab these kids at a young age because they have this thing and they instill certain things in them, but they are all controlled by the government. Look how convenient their life is. Some of them don't even realize that they have a power bill, a phone bill. They don't even know. Oh, you pay for those things? That's called entitlement. Okay? The government wants you to be nice and comfortable and fat and fucking lazy. That way they can control you. AA is the multiple pathway to recovery. Has been for 90 years. Just ask the Oxford group. They're still around. Okay? So if you're going to come to me and say AA is not the multiple pathway, there are other pathways, then what I want is proof. And you are not proof. Your experience may be proof, but visual, okay, if you go to court and you say, I saw this, I saw that person do this, you know what they're going to say? That's the worst proof in the world. Why? Because it's all perception. My perception is not proof. My experience is, and I have a lot of experience. I have more experience than any other person I have met in the industry right now. I don't know anybody that has been doing this for 35 years like I have been. I'm 54. I started doing this when I was 18, 19 years old. 35 years of experience. I think I might know what I'm talking about. All my sponsees are sober with over a year. They've all done the work. I'm looking for somebody to work on next. They grew up and left me. It's awesome. It's awesome. Right? So I continue running my mouth. I continue doing this. I continue doing that. Because there will be one day when God will bring it all together and everybody will go, yeah, Dion, you are right. See, I've experienced some things that I know that 95% of the people in AA have not experienced. And it is because the government continues to take and take and take and take and take. And they'll continue to do it because they know that the people in AA will say nothing. Well, we have no say-so on outside issues. This is not an outside issue. They are invading our fucking rooms. Stand up, be counted, and stop it. Okay? You want to know one thing that's out of control in rooms? Chat. I think chat should just be shut down. Yeah. It's just another way to crosstalk. Somebody did it to me yesterday. I just went with it, even though they just found a different way to try and piss me off. That's all they were trying to do. Okay? But if I am talking and you type something about something I am talking about, that is crosstalk. Whether you're supporting me or not, it doesn't matter. It doesn't follow the rules. And I think that chat should be used for, hey, does this person kind of need to go? And sponsorship. And that is it. Hey, I can be your sponsor, man. I can help you out. That I get. But it's going to be a private message. I ain't even going to see that. Right? Okay. Now, yeah, I'm going to say right now, the reason I know this is because I'm abusing it. So don't get me wrong. How do you think I figured it out, right? Did I pay? Yeah, I pay. I pay all the time. Yeah, I paid with my soul. I know you're probably talking about something else that I forgot about already. Did I pay for them? Probably. Oh, pray for them. Okay, now we got it. Now we got it. Yes, I pray for those people every single day. You bet. Sometimes multiple times a day, because I also have to remember. That's a good point, Amber. That's what I like about this. See, whenever somebody else comes on, they're like, okay, we're going to play devil's advocate so we can get both sides. Fuck yeah. Right? At the same time, I don't get to go around demanding what people do. Right? That people are still people and that I need to provide unconditional love. Well, AA didn't work for me. Great. Can I find you another way? Can I find another way? No. And thanks for the reminder, Amber. I'm going to double down on that. When I'm done here, I'm going to pray again. just to make sure it got done. I don't remember everything, right? I was talking with a sponsee, and where he's working on finding a sponsee, right? And there was a situation the other day. The guy said he was looking for a sponsor, but he wasn't. Now, you know those guys that hop around meetings saying, I'm looking for a sponsor so they can consume the end of the meeting, the parking lot meeting? Yeah, that's what it was. And we talked about it. Please don't take it anywhere, because we're always learning, and that's kind of what I'm getting to. You know, I told him, hey, I went through this too. I have to be reminded. I just got reminded. We're all human. Okay. Now, I will say that me saying AA is the multiple pathway to recovery is opinion. Me saying that is opinion. It is my perspective, which is not fact. But my experience very much is. Yeah, my experience very much is. And I know what will happen if I put this group of people together, because I've experienced it, right? Yeah, 2 weeks, or in my case, a couple of years. Some motherfuckers I hate. I'm still praying. To kind of qualify that, I continue praying so that I don't build that resentment back up. So now I'm praying to not get so that I don't get the resentment. And that's setting myself up to succeed. I pray for them every single day. You bet. I pray that everybody that is doing everything gets exactly what they deserve. You bet. According to God, not what I think they deserve. No. I wouldn't, you know, and let's just call them they so that there isn't anybody, right? I would rather see them change. I'd rather see everybody go, oh, hey, we were kind of wrong on this, shift gears, fuck jail time and everything else, and we can just move forward. I'd rather do that. I really would. Because they have a lot of great things to offer, or they wouldn't be doing what they're doing. They do. They have some really good fucking things to offer. It's just they don't see them yet. You know, and they're not going to listen to me, even if I go and say, hey, you know, you're doing great. If you shift gears and did this, you'd really be, you know, yeah, you're going to make a lot less money. Okay. See? Yeah. All right. Hour and a half until the meeting, Thursday night meeting. I'm looking forward to Saturday's meeting. I tell you, that meeting is it's very, very selfish. I'm doing it for me, because I selfishly want all my friends in one place. Now, some of my friends don't get along, and I don't know why. It's not for me. It's not for it. But at the same time, I'm not going to say, well, you shouldn't go because you know, it's not for me. And no. I have one friend I could tell that they don't really want to go because some other people are there. So instead, what I'm going to do with them is I'm going to ask, hey, where do you go? And then I'm going to go to their meeting so I can spend time with them. Right? That's how we should do it, right? Or I get pissed off, oh, you're not going to go to my meeting because this person's here. You know, I kind of get that. I understand that. Oh, so can you please be a little bit more traumatized and come to my meeting? No, I'm going to meet them where they're at instead and say, hey, you know, I'm willing to walk hand in hand with you. Arena doesn't matter to me, because it's more important to me that they're my friend than trying to fix some problem that they might have with somebody else that's also my friend. No, that's Dion's superhero complex, and that ain't going to happen. And I don't know what happened. You know, I could even be wrong. I'm going to go with it. So instead of assuming what I think is what's going on, I go and support them instead. So, And what am I saying? Hey, you know, it doesn't matter what's going on. I still love you. Go listen to the song I'll Stand By You by The Pretenders and listen to the words. That is a sponsor-sponsee situation. I know that she's talking about a relationship, but every time I hear that song, I think of other alcoholics. Say Something by Christina Aguilera and what's his name? And of course, I remember Christina. Oh, I have a huge crush on Christina. You bet. You bet. Hips don't lie, motherfuckers. Oh, that's Shakira. Who I love too, by the way. But no, I really like Christina Aguilera once she started writing her own stuff. The song "Beautiful," oh man, that motherfucker make me cry. The video will make me cry too. But yeah, Say Something, I'm Giving Up on You. I'd love to make a video of homeless people. You know, gotta say something, man. Okay. For those of us that are in recovery that can speak out loud, please do. We got to speak for those that can't speak for themselves yet. And we got to show other people that it's okay to do that. And you're not going to lose your job and not everybody's going to hate you. In fact, most people will be like, man, you're pretty fucking brave. I respect that. They're not going to do anything. They're not there yet. It's okay. It's one of the reasons I put that group together. It's a group of people of action. Every single person that was invited to Grassroots is a person of action. And that's what I need. I need people with action in my life. I need people that say, hey, did you pray on it? Because they know that I forget just like everybody else. And that's what I like. I don't want to be above, below. There is no greater than or less than sign. You know, like Smart Recovery. In order to run a Smart Recovery meeting, you got to become certified. And I find something wrong with that. I get it. I understand it. I don't agree with it. That's just opinion, man. That's perception. You know? Like Saturday, we're going to have, the reason that I'm excited is because I want to find out where I'm wrong so I can start to make things right. That's what I'm doing. One of the questions that we're asking is, can a newcomer speak? See, when I first came into AA, you had less than 30 days. You didn't get to speak, and it worked very well. At the same time, I understand that people need to get that shit off their chest. So I just want to figure out what's right. Not that I want to be like, no, they shouldn't talk. But sometimes I go to meetings and I've got 15 days and there's no solution. And we need solution. But how are we going to give that person the solution if we don't know the problem? Right? Then what's a sponsor for? The meeting after the meeting. I miss those. Okay. Meetings are an hour and a half long. There's 15 minutes before the meeting and there's 15 minutes after, or a half hour after. It's the parking lot meeting. Okay. Some Zooms, there's one noon that I used to go to, they just got done. Since they were the host, that was the end of the meeting. The group will never grow if there's no parking lot meeting. I will never create friendships. I won't be able to go up to somebody and say, I really like what you had to say. Now on Zoom, it's hard because everybody's talking at once. And that's what the Grassroots is about. See, I'm going further. What I've done is I went to OIAA and I saw what they were doing. So I got us some newcomer packets, online newcomer packets with the chips, right? But there's things that we need to decide. But I want to go beyond that. At the end of the meeting, there'll be a breakout room. Hey, if you guys want to talk about, we create a couple breakout rooms. We have somebody that whenever there's a word that's brought up that we don't know, you know, Amber, when we were doing that, it was so fucking cool. A word would come up. So, but that means we need to figure out what we're going to read before it happens so that we can have the definitions. And then we can take the definitions and put them right in chat. so we don't have to stop, right? Now, I really liked that idea. Number one, because it educated people and it was non-intrusive. Because there's nothing worse than stopping and saying, do you know what that word means? No, I'm an idiot. It doesn't help, but we need to know what the word actually means, or we won't be able to use. I need to know what it means, or I won't use it correctly. Okay? And it's plain English. They're using English. They're not using a watered down jargon version because you're a millennial version. No, it's written in plain English. And if you don't speak plain English, you ain't going to understand it. So stop creating all these buzzwords and all these other things, because later in life, it's just going to fuck you up. I know. All right. Hour 15 minutes to the meeting. I think I could be quiet for that long. If anybody would like to chair it, let me know. I don't mind chair. You know what? It is so lax. Half time we don't even do it. We're just like, hey, how you doing? Yeah, I'm good. Da, da, da. And it just turns into a conversation, but it's still a meeting. Yeah. Still don't do 7 step. There's no point. I don't see any reason to be taking money from people for it. All right. And I need a group conscience before that. So right now it's just I wouldn't even call it a meeting. I'd call it a gathering. We're listed. You know, that's why it's not on OIAA, because I can't, you know, maybe one day we'll have enough people, we'll have a group conscious and stuff. But until then, it is what it is, you know. And I thought about getting rid of it, but then on Tuesday, you know, it seems like I get a different set of people each week, and it just works. It's always like 3 or 4 people. It's not many, you know. But what am I here for? To help people, right? Not only that, but in those small meetings, you get to know people a lot better, right? There was one time a few weeks ago, it was just guys in there. So I said, hey, let's talk about things that we don't usually get to talk about. And then a girl showed up, so we switched it. Yeah. Amber said the other day she couldn't go to a meeting because she was going to a women's meeting. I'm like, woo-hoo, maybe I'll start one, but yeah, that would be even worse. It would, you know, maybe I need to start searching for what I need to do is stop starting meetings and looking for meetings that are going to. I need to do that also. I don't really have a home group right now. Okay. But the groups that I go to, my friends are at. That's why I'm going to those until I find my home group. So, because my home group needs to meet every day. So how it works doesn't meet every day now that I step down, which I still find odd. But it happened the way that it's supposed to happen. So I heard a rumor that I was supposed to chair tomorrow, but I'm not in the chat, so I'll have to ask. Just a reminder, I need the script for Sunday, and I will be there with bells on because it's somebody's birthday, and I will be there. So, and we're gonna do it up. Yeah, we're gonna have a meeting. All right. I love you.